turn that down right there. I think that's good. All right, here we go. I've come to be your friend as you commanded me. I see. Welcome. Traumerei's Pass 2. We should be good. All right. So Enkidu's helping in this fight? Or no, duh, already helped. But he jumped up closer. That was very reckless of you. You're not ready to face that ancient creature yet. I can do it. I chose this body so I could help you. I can handle this. Okay? Do you know how to use Shinsu? Of course, like this. It's like water gun. This thing looks metal, and Enkidu's like water gun. Oh my goodness! What is that? What is that? What the hell? What's that? No, that's not how it's done. Watch me. It's violating your what? You don't need help. You don't need help. This panel's sick, by the way, but you don't need help. This is how you use Shinsu. Did you see that? That was amazing. I'll teach you lots of things. Does that body have a name? Enkidu. Lopobia Enkidu. Okay? You've already chosen a last name for yourself, have you? You'd better live up to that name. It's the same thing that was going on earlier. When he was a little jelly chasing him around. The same thing's happening. Don't understand why Traum has, I don't know. Control. Feels good. After that, Traumerei constantly kept Enkidu by his side. He treated Enkidu to all the rarest delicacies that the tower has to offer. Just going to town. Was it meatballs? I don't know what that is. Not making no assumptions. He taught him how to use Shinsu and how to fight. He showed him the wider world. Where are we at? What are we looking at? When Traumerei's companions found out about Enkidu, I had to get close. I had to get close. When Traumerei's companions found out about Enkidu, they thought it was odd that Traumerei had become so close to a human being rather than an animal. They told him to be wary of Enkidu. Alright, so we have Gaston, we have... Forgive my brain. Edahn. Edahn, okay. Who is this? That's what I'm saying. Who is that? My assumption would be that all of these silhouettes are family heads because Edahn and Gaston are there. So I'm assuming that this lovely lady right here in the slick, nice dress, she's got more than a Coca-Cola body. Sorry. It could be, but she didn't seem like she'd wear something like that though. She seemed traditional. Like traditional clothes, like doesn't like nothing sleek like that. Different. This might be the Coon Castle. Colors match. Hair is long though. Traum's hair is long. Past the shoulders. Past the shoulders. Yeah. Her hair was short, right? Yeah, her hair was short. Okay. When Traumerei's companions found out about Enkidu, they thought it was odd that Traumerei had become so close to a human being rather than an animal. They told him to be wary of Enkidu. But Traumerei insisted on calling Enkidu his friend, and that's not all. He even went to see the administrator and asked him to grant Enkidu as much protection as possible. What administrator? You just keep saying administrator. What administrator? Which one? Enkidu was extremely touched by Traumerei's generosity. He vowed to stay by his side forever and remove all obstacles from his way. That's fatal flaw right there. That is the fatal flaw right there. That's the fatal flaw. That's the fatal flaw. Remove all obstacles? We know Traum is hung up on this girl. We know. We don't know nothing about her but that Traum is hung up and that he can't convince her to change her mind. And it's hanging him up. That's the one thing he can't get past. Fatal flaw right there. Remove all obstacles? There seemed to be nothing that could trouble the friendship between the two. And yet Enkidu had always been bothered by something. I'm coming in. What bothered him was the presence of a woman who lived with Traumerei in his palace. Amizu. I understand why you're hung up too, Traum. I understand why you're hung up too. I would be hung up too. I get it. All right. Maybe each had got their own personal admin when they completed the tower, like ones that govern where their bases are. Maybe, yeah, maybe that could be wherever Traum's, like whatever floor he was on. He just went to that one. I understand it. I get it. I'd be hung up too, Traum. At least he has taste, right? We know, because we know he's in, we know that he's into some weird stuff later on in life. So at least we know at one point in time in his life, he had some taste, right? He wasn't just wholly into animals and making people. Yeah. Amizu? Okay. Amir. All right, let me continue. She doesn't look like Kidding's mom, that's for sure. Right. That's what I'm saying. This is like, after this, he must have thrown all morals to the window. If he had any. Her name was Amizu. She was with Traumerei when the 10 great family leaders first finished climbing the tower. Okay. I see you've been quite busy lately, Traumerei. After falling in love with Traumerei, she settled here to be with him. But she never did anything after arriving here. I prefer Amizu to the other translation, Amezu. Amizu, okay. Traum had that nature. She never did anything after arriving here. All she ever did was stare out the window. Excuse me. Enkidu thought she was pathetic. Do you enjoy taking that monster with you everywhere? I need to talk to you for a moment. Okay. There's going to be a party soon. A sort of housewarming party to let everyone know that we now have our own place. Okay? I know you told me before. Is everyone coming? It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure if everyone can make it. To be honest, I didn't invite the people I don't want to see. Too bad. I was hoping to see everyone. I don't understand. What's so amusing about seeing those fools? They never change. That's what's so amusing about them. The fact that they're always such fools. Why is that so hard to understand? Damn, she doesn't even bother. You're not inviting that monster to the party, are you? Kudu or whatever his name is? Enkidu. Of course he's coming. Enkidu is my friend. Friend, huh? How much longer are you going to keep toying with him? I'm not toying with him. He's a human being. I don't have any control over him. That's a lie. Yeah, it's a lie. I would go as far, well, I can't say it's a lie. I would say it's a half truth. Because no, Traum isn't exacting any of his own power to control Enkidu. But it was a gift from the workshop created to just serve him in a sense, right? So it's like, no, I'm not. But I did do this and I did get this and I did ask for these special things, you know. So it's like, I don't, it's interesting. All right, let me continue. He's just my friend. Is that right? Then I look forward to watching you resist the temptation to ruin him. Ooh. I can't say I like him, but I wish you both luck. Damn. Not gonna lie, this dead ass felt like a conversation between two individuals that have been together for a while. This I like. This was really well. This was well written. Nah, this felt like two individuals that have known each other and been with each other for a while. Right? It really does. I see both point of views. I'd be irritated if I was Traum. But I understand her too. From her point of view, knowing him for however long she's known him, right? Right? For however long she's known him. Like, if we, like, this is the thing that I've noticed being around, like, any of, like, my family members that have been in, like, long relationships, that have been in, like I have my aunt and uncle, they've been together for almost 50 years. I know my sister and my brother-in-law have been together for 28. I'm doing math from my own age. They got together when I was 2. And there's points in their conversations when they just talk like this, right? There's no need for, like, we're in this together, right? You're not leaving me. I'm not leaving you. There's no need for me to mince my words with you, right? I don't need to sugarcoat something for you, right? It's just to the point. We've been together for 30 years. I don't need to no. This is exactly what I need to tell you. This is exactly what you need to hear. So it's like, from Traum's point of view, I'd be here. That's why he's like, I need to. That's why Traum just shot her a look, glared a little bit, like, I'm out of here, right? Right? I'm out of here. I need to go. But from her point of view, watching him gallivant around with Enkidu, and it's just like, this is more of the same. Like, I've seen you do countless things like this before, so You can keep lying to yourself and thinking what you're thinking, but this is exactly what's happening, and don't mess this up, because you have this dispensation to do this, to control, to meddle, and you haven't yet, right? You haven't yet, but I know you. Eventually you will. He's like, no, I won't. He's my friend. Okay. All right. So, and then coming from her point of view as well, where it's like, yes, like she knows individuals that he can't like control, the other family heads, some of the individuals that are around her, individuals like herself, and NQ is not them. So it's just like, you can say that he's your friend all you want to, but Enkidu and me and everyone else, there's a difference, buddy. Right? There's absolutely a difference. So have fun, right? Have fun. But yeah. So it's like, I get both sides. This conversation was very interesting. I really, really like this conversation. No, yeah, my sister and my brother-in-law. I call them my I only have an older sister. I have an older biological sister, my brother-in-law, her husband. They got together when I was 2. And she's way older than me. I think, how old was she when I was born? She was 15, 14, something like that. Right? I'm an accident, by the way. I was not planned. My parents didn't want me at all. They didn't know I existed until my mom was like 4 or 5 months. So I wasn't the child that was planned. So yeah, so yeah, my sister and my brother-in-law. My bad. It's probably sounding crazy. All right. I should go. I think we're done here. Ooh, there's more. I should have kept reading. Traumerei. Do you still love me? Ooh. I was trying to peep the brooch. Of course. Ooh. Half in the dark and half in the light. He's kind of 50-50. Why do you ask something so obvious? I don't know. Something about this, him being half in the shade and half in the light. It's like he didn't even look at. I don't know. All right. Traumerei. You ought to be wary of her. Everyone around here knows she keeps using those birds of hers to communicate with someone on the outside. And she won't even tell you who it is. What if she's planning to betray Enkidu? Didn't I tell you before? Pay no attention to us. I didn't know what I was looking at. I was looking at the brooch. I peeped the brooch. But I'm like, I don't know what I'm actually looking at. I'm asking for help. Fucking butterflies. Bro, my first thought whenever it was this. Right? Damn, I should open my mouth, you know? Right? I should open my mouth. I'd be thinking, my first thought whenever Enkidu right here was like, yo, she be sending these birds out. She won't ever tell you. My first thought was like, I would assume that she's probably talking to Arlene. Not even V. I don't even want to say V. I would think she would be more friends with Arlene. So that's just my thought. Maybe it's the wrong thought to have. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure she'd be friends with Arlene's. And before I even realized it was the butterfly, I was thinking, I'm like, that's why she asked, is everyone coming? Like, is everyone coming? And Trum's like, no, not everyone's coming. And plus, I only wanted to invite the people I wanted to see anyway. So it's one of these things where it's like you have a big friend group, or you've had a big friend group in the past. You guys really don't talk much, but you guys are still friends. You guys are still friends, and you have a get together. I lost my point. Damn it! What was my point? You have a get together, and I lost my point. Damn it! My point was something. No. You have a get together, and you want everyone to get something about everyone getting back together. Yada yada yada. That's why she was so excited about gathering everyone together again, because it's reminiscent of the good old days, right? We can get together and have fun like we used to. And like you said, last chapter, 1000% was said that she hasn't been the same since that day, which means to me that she's one of the individuals that probably chose love over her friend. That's my assumption. She had her friend, probably, who knows how she felt on what was on the separation, but was like, I'm gonna choose to stay with Traumerei even though you are my friend. And it probably hurts her. That's why she probably still secretly reaches out. So very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. And I wouldn't be surprised if she reached out after this conversation, something like that. If she reached out, you're absolutely right. I finished chapter 3. If she reached out after this conversation, or she reached out prior and wanted to see if he'd lie, something like that. You never know. I don't know. It's just, I'm just thinking about like how conversations would go with individuals trying to get information. Like if she's been communicating back and forth, knowing what the standing is, maybe she would have asked Traum like, oh my goodness, like, is everyone going to be there, out of like excitement, and then like had to reel herself back in. I don't know. So who knows? Interesting conversations though. Whew. All right. What if she's planning to betray Enkidu? Didn't I tell you before? Pay no attention to us. I will not permit anyone else to speak of us. Very well, Traumerei. I could see them as being friends. When Traumerei said us, he was referring to the people who had climbed the tower with him. That's what I was on. That's my assertion. And this, exactly what I was harping on whenever, like, speaking from Amizu's point of view, where it's just like, Traum, you say you view Enkidu as your friend, but he's not your friend. He's someone that you're controlling. And he's like, oh, he's my friend. I'm not controlling him. And then Traum, like, seconds later, literally says, like, you, Enkidu, you don't get to talk about us. So there's like a clear delineation between Traumerei and the people that climbed with him and what Enkidu is, right? Enkidu is a friend, and he tried to put Enkidu in the friend group when talking to Amizu. And then talking to Enkidu, he literally says, you don't talk about us. You keep us out of your mouth. Don't concern yourself with us. But just a couple of minutes ago, you tried to justify that he was a friend like them. So there's a clear separation. It's very clear. And she sees through it. Even if he doesn't. Even if he doesn't want to, I should say. All right. So when Traumerei said us, he was referring to the people who had climbed the tower with him. He never spoke of anyone else as us. Including Enkidu. And look at that. Oh, that visualization. He said that, and it's as if he was the little slime monster all over again. Why do I do this? I could have just scrolled a little bit more and got that. It felt good, though, actually saying it before I knew. It felt good, though. All right. Including Enkidu. Traumerei and the others were true friends. Enkidu was merely a toy friend that Traumerei wanted to play with. But if he stayed by Traumerei's side, he was sure that would change someday. He thought that maybe he would eventually be included in Traumerei's us, and they could become true friends as well. That was never going to happen. Time passed quickly. And before they knew it, the day of the party arrived. Trying to see if I noticed any special ships. No. Let's go. Let's continue. Oh, Enkidu looks clean. Trom looks clean. What happened, Trom? Did you go? What happened? They both look clean. Oh, they both look clean. How are the preparations coming along? Don't worry, everything is perfect. It's going to be a great party. Sorry. I gotta manually zoom in whenever we get one of these big panels and there could be someone hidden in it. The guests coming today are extremely fussy and picky. If anything isn't to their liking, things could turn violent. I wouldn't be so confident. Yes, I'm well aware of that. But I'll do my best to make sure they're happy. After all, they're your closest friends. Traumerei, over here. Who are you? Who are you? Okay, let me relax. Let me relax. Okay. Who are you? They'll be arriving soon. I understand, Trom, why you fell for this. Why? I don't even know anything about her personality. I get it. I get it. Let's get ready to greet them. She doesn't know, does she? I'll be in the lobby. Of course not. I'm the only one who knows the true purpose of this part. The true purpose of this party. Oh. Here's the ring for your marriage proposal. Okay. Good. Well, brother, if you didn't invite any of your friends to her wedding proposal, you are an idiot. You are an idiot if you didn't invite any of your friends to this wedding. Like, if no one that you climbed with comes to this party, you're a drill bit, Trom. 1000%. You're an idiot. You don't think on a day like this, she would want her friends? Right? There's no family here. Her friends would be the next best thing. You don't think that? There better be someone here. I want to see somebody from the climbing party. All right. Here's the ring for your marriage proposal. Good. Well done, Enkidu. This is going to be the best party proposal ever. Keep your voice down, Enkidu. Kun, Edahn, and Arlene have arrived. Don't end the chapter. Don't end the chapter. Please. I'm on my hands and knees. Don't end the chapter. Woo! Look at him! Excuse me. Hold on. Okay. A greenhouse? Really? Traumerei's taste in home decor is as bad as his fashion sense. Leader of the Coon family. This is the first time. Clean. He's clean. He's clean, by the way. He's clean. Ooh, you're one to talk. Must you always cause a storm whenever you appear? I gotta arrive. I gotta make an entrance. Yes, I'll bring lightning from the sky when people need to know I'm here. Han, it's so tacky. Look at it. Nah, okay, his drip is clean as hell. He's clean. He's cleaner than the Board of Health. Jesus, what? Who are you? He's cleaner than the Board of Health. Yeah. What happened? He's clean. He's clean. That's the cleanest fit I've seen any family head in. Well, Han has one. It's the cleanest fit I've seen any family head in. Woo-hoo! Hold on. Season 2, we're gonna go. I gotta go. I'm gonna go back there once we finish. Right. There's no way to talk to an old friend. I'm sweating. What's wrong with the way I make an entrance? You little jerk. What's happening? There they go again, fighting as soon as they see each other. When are they going to grow up? Get down on the floor. Get down on the floor. God, please. Leader of the Yeon family. Okay. Yeah. I don't. You just can't, in one chapter, be like, here's 3 of them. You can't just go, here's 3 of them in one chapter. Like 5 panels. Brother. I don't understand what anyone finds attractive about those fools. Y'all were together when y'all were kids. I would get why you don't. We love you, Edahn. You're the best, Han. Lord Gaston. Blossom can't come because she's sleeping. Damn it. All right. Traumerei. I didn't think he'd have the sense to prepare an event like this for a lady. He sure has grown up a lot. The guests had all arrived at the party. Okay, we got 3 of them. Okay. Soon, in this place that would later become the Lopobia battleship. I can't stand parties. But I don't have a choice. I want everyone to know about this. That ring low-key looks like Leviathan. Traumerei would be announcing his engagement to Imizu. Edahn, Han, ring. And there she was, the star of the party. Nobody knew it at the time. But an announcement was about to be made. Imizu, long time no see. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome, everyone. Am I tripping, or we've been talking about whoever the narrator is, right? Has been talking about, oh, like Trom's gonna make this announcement. Nobody knew it at the time, but an announcement was about to be made. Jihad's about to declare war, isn't he? He's gonna declare war in the middle of this, and she's probably gonna freak out. I don't know. I can see that happening, especially if she has her connections with Arlene, and this man declares war against Arlene and V, and all that, and she has like a mini heart attack about what's going on. But an announcement was about to be made. Welcome, everyone. That would ruin both the party and Traumerei. And that announcement had deadly consequences. He doesn't have any shoes on. I didn't even peep. It would end up being one of the knives that drove apart everyone gathered at the party. What do you mean? What do you mean? Did I ever think I would get a panel of 4 family heads in it? No, not now. I didn't think that. Plus, Traumerei's like the most loyal to Jihad. That's, yeah, he's the most loyal. Oh my good, that would rip them apart. Yeah, choose them before. Okay, I was about to be like, yes. It's an announcement that would ruin the party and Traumerei. Bro, what if he announces her as a traitor? Right? What if she gets outed as being a traitor? The only thing I can think of, the only thing I honestly can think of, legit, is the one announcement that would ruin this whole thing, especially thinking about their allegiances. Traum's extremely loyal to Jihad. Imizu seemingly is friends with Arlene / V, that whole company. She's friends. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Arlene. But so she's good friends with Arlene. She's good enough friends that she would communicate with someone that defected from them. Right? She doesn't involve herself in anything that Traumerei does. Like, that has to be stated. So it's like these two are in love with each other, but they stand on opposite lines. She involves herself with nothing to do with Jihad. And that would be like anything that Traum is doing too, because he's right there next to Jihad. But she still loves him. Or does she? I would say she still loves him. And the same thing with Traum. It's just like, but I don't even know if Traum has any idea. Like, he's doing this whole party, like he wants to get married to her. We know he loves her. But I don't know, like, I don't know. Right? I don't know. But it's like they're clear. So I'm thinking with the announcement possibly being that Jihad is declaring war against V and Arlene. Whatever organization we want to call them at this point in time. That would literally split them in half. Because we know she don't mess with Jihad. I would assume she doesn't mess with Jihad. And Traum would be like, all right, bet we're going to go after them. And she would be like, what do you mean? Those are our friends. Right? Those are our friends. Why would you do that? And then to go hand in hand, if this announcement happens at this party, you have 3 other family heads here. There's no telling which side of the line they're going to fall on. If they all fall on Jihad's side, if they're like, oh, hell no, we're not going through with this. And Traum's like, what do you mean? This, and that. And especially if this announcement happens and Enkidu is like, oh, like, there's so much up in the air. There's so much up in the air. Because if Jihad gives the order that V, Arlene, and company are the enemy and we're going to war, and Traum supports it, and she doesn't, I can see Enkidu being like, green light. I'm getting her the hell out of here. Green light. I'm getting her out of here. I can see that. I totally could see that. 1000%. I could. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. And she, the one who is expected to be the main protagonist of the party, is about to make a declaration that will cause the party in translation to collapse. For Traum plus Hana, Edahn, 2 strongest family heads, yeah, and Yurinha too. But it's just, you have a group right here. She's not here, right? She's not here, but it's just like the party and Traumerei to collapse. Watching how you Webtoon guys' minds work is amazing. Nobody knew it at the time, but an announcement was about to be made that would ruin both the party and Traumerei. And that announcement had deadly consequences. It would end up being one of the... Hold on. My first thought was... One more till I'm caught up. My first thought was that Jihad would announce that war is incoming. But what if she just hops out the gate and is like, yo, I've been talking to Arlene. What if she slips up and says something like that? Like, what if she's so caught up in the moment, like being around all of her friends, like the good old times, and she just lets that slip, right? Because nobody knows who she's talking to. What if she just lets that slip and everyone's like, the hell, what do you mean? You've been talking. Like, what do you mean you've been talking to them? And we still don't know where in this timeline we are on the friction between Jihad and V and Arlen and their group. We don't know exactly where we are. We have an idea, but we don't know exactly where we are. Exactly. That's what she could say something like, why don't we keep climbing? She could say anything. Now that I'm thinking about it, my idea was like Jihad would announce the fact that we're going to war in the middle of the ceremony. But she could say something that would just blow everything up. Because taking liberties, but this possibly could be the first time that she's been around other people that she's friends with since they all went their own way to form their own families. So I could see her letting her guard down. Wow, I could see that happening. I could see her totally letting her guard down because she's comfortable. She's been holed up. She's kept herself separate from everything. From what we've been told, she's kept herself separate from everything, and now she's in a comfortable environment. She could mess around and blow this whole thing up by accident. By accident, she could do that and not even mean it. Whoa, that I don't know which one I like more. I like the idea of Jihad announcing war in the middle of this, and then like the lines being drawn and being like, "What do you mean, yada yada yada?" But the drama that it would be if everyone's just having a good time, and before Traum could even propose, she says something that just record scratch. Wow. See, he's in his bag. He's in his bag. He's in his bag. Also, the ones who showed up are the ones Traumerei likes, right? Oh, I lied. There's 5 family heads here. Gaston wasn't in this. If there's 5 family heads here. There's 5. Gaston, because Gaston is there. Gaston, Traum, Han, Edahn. Oh my god, and Yeon. There's 5 of them here. My completely slipped my mind. I forgot Gaston's sitting right there. Okay, if the ones who showed up are ones Traumerei likes, are they the ones he sees as more loyal to Jihad? Maybe. Or maybe the other 4, Yurin, Han, Blood Matter, are more rebellious. Maybe. Blossom was supposed to come too, but Blossom would make sense because if I'm not mistaken, at this time, her and Gaston would still be there. That's why they reported to Gaston that she's asleep. That's why she's not coming. They would still be together. We know that they eventually break up. But it would make sense that Blossom was supposed to be here too, and if they're an item, that they would be that the 2 of them would be hand in hand. That makes sense. So there's technically supposed to be 6 of them there. But I like that. It could be like, it could be the fact of why are you so set on the announcement being Jihad related? What No, I gave up. Like, I initially thought it would be Jihad related because whenever I think of Arlen, I think of V, and when I think of Arlen and V, I think of Jihad. So that was my first idea. My second idea could just be. So my second idea could be honestly could be like she in the middle of this and like just says something, right? Says something that's just out of the blue, or that is directly against. And It all depends because I don't know exactly where in time we are. I don't know if, like, I'm pretty sure we haven't kicked off on the wars against V and Arlene. I don't think that those battles have started. Because I think if they did start, somebody would have mentioned it by now. Right? It would have been mentioned if there was legit war happening and battles happening between Jihad's family and them. I feel like something would have been mentioned. I could be wrong. Right? I could be wrong. But damn, I lost my my brain is scrambled right now. I lost where I was going. I completely lost where I was going. It was we don't know where we are in this timeline. So it's like, it's hard to say like what their reactions would be if she were to say something that brings up the past or brings up V or Arlen, right? I don't know if all of the family heads just like was like, all right, you guys are going to go do your own thing and you're against us, or I don't know if they're a group, if they'll separate. I don't know. It's hard to say. Right? It's hard to say. It's like they all have splintered in a way. So I don't know what their reactions would be to hearing an Arlen reference or a V reference. I burped, excuse me. I don't know what that would be because we know that they splintered, but we don't know what their relation is to V and Arlen. We know Gaston doesn't quite mess with V. We know that. But as far as everyone else goes, it's like we have no information on how they feel about them. We just know that Jihad and V got beef. So it's like, what would happen if she slipped up and said something? That's why I'm like, now I'm more so leaning on she might say something. She might say something. I don't know. She might say something. Third option. My brain's going right now. I'm not reading what you guys are saying. I'm a backtrack. My first thought was Jihad announces that he's going to war against V and Arlen during this proposal. Everyone chooses a side. It goes crazy. Second thought was that Imizu herself would accidentally slip up and reveal that she's been communicating with V or Arlen, and that would catch everyone off guard and then throw things for a loop. Just thought of this. Third announcement could be Enkidu on his own went and found out who she's been talking to. And Enkidu, frustrated with everything going on, according to this chapter, tough. I don't know if he'd do that because it directly go against Tron, but we know how he feels about her. And I don't know if he would get agitated or irritated by seeing all of them together. I could see that. The fact that there's 5 family heads together and another person that climbed with them, seeing them mingle and interact and be true friends in his face, and he's not included, especially if he tries to include himself and he's just not met warmly. I could see Enkidu getting in his jelly brain and announcing that she's been talking to someone. I don't know if they said time has passed, so Enkidu could have found out who she's been talking to. And if it is a Arlen or if it is a V and he drops that dime here, boy, that could spin this out of control too. Because it would be, see, I don't know where everyone stands. I would assume that Trom would be, one, pissed off because Enkidu poked his nose when he told Enkidu not to. But 2, I can see Trom looking at her like, what? Like, you do what? Especially if he's loyal to Jihad. And if Han is loyal to Jihad too, I can see Han being like, what is going on? Like, what the hell do you mean you've been talking to them? And I can see Edahn, because Edahn and Han, they seem to get on really well. Way better than I thought the two of them would act together. Way better than I thought they would act together. Them horsing around with each other, I never thought that. So there's no telling what Edahn would do, and there's no telling what Yeon. There's no telling what she would do either, and where that would draw the line, and where that would go, and what Gaston would be like, and all the whole dynamic of everything happening, right? But then it would also go. Matter of fact, information's flooding in my brain. This chapter also told us that these individuals told Traum not to trust Enkidu. So Enkidu could do this announcement. I'm just spiraling out of control right now. Enkidu could do this announcement and they could be like, we told you not to trust him. Look at what he's trying to do. Like, look at what we're here for. Look at all this stuff and look at him trying to mess this up. Right? We could do that. But then we know Enkidu does something. We've seen the panel. We know Enkidu does something. We know that. So I'm like, how would Enkidu get off trying to kill Imizu in the presence of all of them? That's where I'm like lost right now. Right? That's where I'm lost right now. Like, there's no way he gets that off. There's no way he rushes her and kills her with all of them there. That would blow my mind if that happened. That would blow my mind if that happened. There's no way he gets that off, right? I don't even know. I don't even know. Hold on, let me scroll up. Where'd I leave off? Since we know that Edahn and Jihad are on bad terms, Jihad said himself, so probably only the ones who are good terms with Traum. Okay, that's a good point. Okay. I think you mean Eurasia, yeah. If Yunin like Yuri, I can see her being rebellious, yeah. Han might be with her at this point. Plus, he's a pacifist, so he might not like Jihad's empire building stuff. Maybe. There's so many variables that play into this. Gotcha, Blaze. But given that Trauma is wearing an oversized robe here, I doubt it's Jihad related. I think they all split up aren't on good terms, but they haven't hit the point where Bomb was born and killed yet. I don't think so. There are at least some time when Arlene ruled the floor of death before Bomb was born there, right? That's what my assumption, because there's people there that like worshipped her. That was my assumption. By the way, what was seen in the trailer, I'll pull it up eventually. Accidental slip up is not fitting for the word declaration. That's true. That is true. It's not fitting. It's not. Some head-on implants, some troubles through Traumerei. I was just thinking, what's up? I was just thinking, what if this takes place after Jihad killed Bomb? And what if Imizu calls them out on letting Jihad get away with killing V and Arlene's baby and declares she'll be rebelling against them for negligence? I don't know. I feel like if they were, I don't know why I feel this way. I could be 1,000% wrong, 2,000% wrong. If they had already like went to war against V and Arlen and those battles and all that stuff was happening, right? Because the order of how that went down was Arlen and V defected, formed their own organization, and started to then go against Jihad for like the keys or whatever to keep climbing. They were losing the battles, right? Weren't they losing battles? And then like they suffered, they like V and Arlen ran. What? How? I don't even remember the order of how that junk went. It was they ran off. She got pregnant. They ran off. She got pregnant. And V killed himself. Jihad found. What was the order was. they formed the organization. Was fighting back. I can't even see. I paused the chat. Sorry. They formed an organization. Fought back. got pregnant. Jihad killed the baby. V killed himself. She went crazy and then wandered throughout the tower until she found a way out. That's how it went. And by that time, the organization was crushed and Jihad won that battle. Wonder in real time, Gaston's thinking, reading this Traumerei story, right? I remember in Blog Pussy you said that Han and Edahn are in very good terms, even in the present. So it's nice to see that on panels. Yes, that is a good thing. Izu would have mentioned the war when she was talking to Traum. That's what I think too. I think she would have mentioned it. I feel like if they had already fought them or were in the midst of fighting them, it would have been mentioned. It would be something. Arlene was pregnant after V and Arlene had already lost the war. But it was said that V and Arlene just left them on bad terms when no violence had happened yet. Right. Okay. Yeah, we got to go back to season 2. Thank you, Amir, for reminding me. Also a thought I had, but forgot until just now, was what if Gaston is currently reading Traum's memories since Bomb has both? The last scene we saw, I asked this last week, and the answer we came up with was whenever he went into Bomb's mind, we only saw the pages. I mentioned that last week where I'm like, Leviathan's in there too. Would he would be getting this from his own point of view? That's why and hold on. Let me keep reading. That because you're saying what I was thinking. This whole flashback has been from Enkidu's point of view. Damn near. Enkidu and Traum's point of view. Gaston has been someone that's popped up. So this would be like, unless Gaston's just a really good writer. And he's able to write this way. This feels like it's from Traum and Enkidu's point of view. Since Bomb has both, last time we saw on pages clearly from Traum's point of view. So he's getting the wrong memories that Traum fed Leviathan at. That's yeah. Formed an organization. Jihad tried to propose. She said no. Warren loomed not too long after that. V and lost. Bomb was killed after V death. I don't even. We could pull it up. Or how could they split after they stopped climbing? Yep. V and Arlene's organization plotted to steal the key. Yep. Bomb's death? ? V's death? Arlene leaves the tower instead of joining Jihad's empire. Then War of Genesis. Season 2, 194. Okay. Maybe at the end point, Gaston was aware of all the story. That could be a point too. Maybe Gaston was just aware of everything that was going on. He could have been. Favorite chapter is 273. It's the one after. Okay, so let me pull this up. Oops. Hold on. Damn it. Stop being difficult. Just open. Thank you. All right. 274. Let me just click myself all the way back. Too far. This one? Bomb died before V. V committed sewer slide to try to get Arlene to go back. Yes, okay. When's the last time we seen Albeldo? Aha! Here. These guys are these guys. Or this guy is that guy. Him is him. Yeah, that's them. That's right. When she did tell him that. It can also be a full flashback for us readers. It could be that's a good way to look at it too. It's just for us. It's a full flashback. We took us back to then. For us readers, since Enkyu's point of view can't be Trauma or Gastong's memories, but they only get their point of views. Got you. They don't look like Han, so I wonder if they're servants, maybe even people climbing the tower with them. Maybe. Yeah, because this guy's got green hair. He's got green hair and only his nose is poking out. Dude, he's clean, bro. He's so clean. He's so clean. He's so clean that I hate it. It's so clean that I hate it. So clean. And she's a baddie. He has the one on the left looks like him, but he has yeah. This ring still looks like Leviathan to me. It does. It looks like him. I don't know why. Weird. Looks like him. I like the idea of keeping the people who climbed with them special. Imizu, Mershea, Quadrado, Icarus. Yeah. I like that too. Why did they adopt the whole no one but us? That everyone else besides us are bugs. We had talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago. Like, why did we adopt that? Like, why? I know Trom mentioned that maybe she is just a tower-born. Maybe she is just an insect or something like that. Like what Jihad said. But it's like, is that just prime directive from Jihad? Is that? Edahn looks exactly like a Guido from the side. So I'm like, what happened to make him feel that way? Yeah, he does. Guess she controls birds. And Mizu's also an animal. Yeah, that's actually a good point. She is. I think the bugs thing probably isn't related to anyone invited. I thought that they called anyone that isn't the 13. Like the 13, I thought that they called anyone else besides them. Like anyone that's, well, scratch that. Anyone that's not in a regular. Because that's not, like, Gaston calls anyone that's not in a regular a bug. So I'm like, but I'm looking at this. They all, like, they embraced Imizu, not like a bug. So, like, what events went down for them to eventually be like, even the ones that climb the tower with us, we don't feel that way? Because if that's just something that they thought, why would we be coming here for this party, and why would we be like this as she's like running to us and approaching her? I don't know. It's interesting. Trom said it was after Anne and many more accidents where they all hurt each other equally. And Yan looks mostly like Yua. Yeah. I think that started after this incident. Or she does end up hurting him in some way. Maybe that confirms what Jihad's been saying about others being a bug. That's a good point. That's what it could be the case. Or maybe Or maybe whatever happens to her is Trom's like even if she doesn't do anything to him, if something happens to her and she like I think she dies. But if something happens to her and she ends up dying, that would be like because that she is his barrier. Like she's his hurdle that he can't quite get over. Like it's like he's got all of his eggs except for like one egg in Jihad's basket. And he can't quite put that egg in that basket yet because she doesn't want to go over there. So if she just ceases to exist or she dies or betrays him some way, some form, some fashion, there's nothing from keeping Trom to jumping inside of Jihad's basket himself. He's already got 1 foot over there. 1 foot and almost all of his body. It's like he's still hanging on and still thinking not fully committed to Jihad because of her. So if she's not here, there's nothing to keep him from going fully over to that side. So this incident right here could be the thing that makes Trom go like full force in the fully supporting Jihad. 1000%. That I think that could be the case. That's why Trom isn't convinced of the Buck thing yet, and this event's probably what caused him to agree. Yeah. 164 is Trom and Song talking about bugs. Yeah. Damn. Each chapter we get adds so much more context. The child born to you and Blossom, she was the most gifted of all Jihad's princesses, but sadly she couldn't control herself, so she was sealed away by Jihad. What she discovered wasn't one of Jihad's secrets, it was merely part of the past that didn't need to be brought up. I understand how you feel, but Jihad has already been punished for that whole incident. And we hurt each other enough after that. It took us a long time to realize something. The only thing we need to worry about is maintaining our relationship. This falls in line with this statement falls in line to me in my brain when he's telling Enkidu, don't fix your mouth and talk about us. Like, we are different. Don't talk about us. And Trom's like, the only thing that we need to worry about is our relationship. The family heads. We need to make sure that our relationship as a whole is good. Then we decide to draw a line between us and everyone else. All other creatures in this world are insignificant little insects. So there's no need to involve ourselves in their affairs. If we just maintain our relationship, there won't be any ruptures in the tower, or so we thought. And we include this with Enkidu as well, because if Enkidu is partly the reason behind Imizu not being here, I could see Traumerei being like, never again will I do anything like Enkidu, ever. Why would I do something like that? I thought Enkidu, especially if I thought Enkidu was my friend, if he's lying to himself, and my friend, who wasn't really like my friend, killed the person I loved, that like there's so many different ways you can like look at it and go, so crazy. All right, everything is usually okay, but whenever a bunch of friends get together, there's always that one person in the group. Friends are supposed to cover each other's flaws and have each other's back. But there's always that one guy who can't stand the feeling of being separated from the others. So he burrows into the rupture and tries to destroy the group. He's talking about Enkidu. He's talking about Enkidu. No way he's not. And if he's not talking about Enkidu, he's talking about Traum. Oh, man. Okay, let me read what you guys are saying. Seeing that Enkidu, seeing that that the Enkidu contract was made here, where where Traumerei considers everyone who climbed us, I guess the trailblazers of the tower, might include all of them. Ah. Yeah. But if that's the case, then he wouldn't have been able to kill her either. Right? If that's the case, he wouldn't be able to kill her either. So what does that mean? We know that Merche is on the way to the Sprout, so Enkidu's contracts might not apply to him. Remember that Traum. Hold on, it jumped. Remember that Traum has said that he's been betrayed by people who are in love, Arlene V and Mizu, and we see how he views love as trivial with Yama's parents being in love. So, thinking in the beginning, Traum's clothes are different. Teach him. Isn't he talking about himself? Is he talking about himself? Is he? Is he the one guy throwing eggs on everybody? Well, I would assume, like now, right? And talking about the present tense, yes, he's trying to kill everybody. So he would be the one guy. He'd be the one guy squeezing lemons over everything. He would be. My brain instantly is like, there's no, this feels like a coded conversation. Especially because this conversation stemmed off of like talking about the past and how we hurt each other in the past and how the past made us think this way and all this stuff. I don't know. It feels like a coded conversation, and that this relates to that conversation. I feel like it's a layup. I feel like CU had them have that conversation, so we get here, and then when we go back, that conversation has more context. That's why it's like I'm enjoying going back to these conversations after every chapter, because we get more context. Right? I had no Imizu context last week when we read that. And now adding this Imizu context into that conversation, it's just like, it's more layered. And then who knows next week, like next chapter, who knows like what that context, especially if the announcement happens next chapter, what that will add to all these previous conversations that we've been having. And I would assume that one of these chapters would give us a better way to identify where we are in the timeline. Please, someone say something. I think whatever this announcement is, I feel like will put us in a place where we can be like, so we're here. We might not know all the details before or after. We have these broad brush strokes, but we could put ourselves here, and this is where this stuff is happening.